Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I want to talk to you today about the reversal patterns. I haven't done one in a while, and I'm going to try to start doing those again. I think they're very important. So, we're going to start with this. This is the very first 1 minute candle. The high and the low typically can be used like a breaker. Okay. So, if you view it as this push up right here as a run on whatever liquidity it thought it was running for, and then this, the last down close before that run up, we can use that as our breaker. And then we start closing below it. We finally get a fair value gap here, jump in, and I would not do this on every day, but when we've opened with a gap up, I know that probability of this thing filling at least halfway is 50%. I mean 70%. And then if it gets past the 50% mark, then it's got an 80% chance of filling all the way to settlement. And so when we put that fair value gap here and then wicked into it, I went ahead and took a short trying to get down here. We didn't quite make it. Started chopping around, so I killed it. But this chop around down here, I was still thinking we were going to go, but we just never did. So this is the lowest point of this chopping around business. And that would make it our bullish breaker right here, the last up close candle before the lowest low. It's this guy right here. I'm going to make it a solid line so we can see it better. Okay. Now, we still chopped. We went above. If you entered there, you might have got smoked. It's 40 points, 47 points to that low. If you had to stop that big, you'd have been okay. But you can see we pushed down below, but we still made a higher situation there. So I want to see it go up, get close to running liquidity, and then come back down. That's what I want to see it do. This one just was still in the chop. But right here, that's when we started to move up. Okay, so we came down, we made a higher low, and then we made another push above the breaker with a fair value gap that we respected. This one was respected at first, but then zip. So that might have just been a losing trade for me. I didn't take that trade because I was still thinking we were going to settlement. But when that last push didn't make it to settlement, then I started thinking, okay, we're going up. Right. So there's our fair value gap to the upside. I went ahead and got in. I was thinking we were going to go all the way back to the high. We never did make it, but we did make a good run on it. ES did make it. So there's our fair value gap. We respected it. And then we went up and up and up. We took out these highs right there. But that's all we wanted. And it was kind of looking like we might go higher. Kind of looking like it. Once we got up here and we just kind of hung out here forever, I marked out this is the highest point, the last down close candle, the last red candle before the highest point right there. And we'll call that our bearish breaker. I'll make that line solid so we can see it better. There we go. Now, we push down from here with a fair value gap. You could have got into that move and took liquidity right there. Took that push. Not a lot of points, but heck, looks like about 30, 35 points. And then we come back up and we revisit the breaker. And once again, pull away with a fair value gap. Not till right here did we get the fair value gap, but really not a whole lot of opportunity to enter. And we run down almost to these lows. We left them though. We left liquidity. We run back up, we touch the breaker again and take that high, and then we pull away, wick into it. That would actually give us a decent entry if you were thinking short at that point, and I should have been. I think I waited till it got a little further down here, and then I was like, yeah, man, I should have got in on that one. But you can see there's an entry here, a little one there, and even on this push back up, when you see that, well, that's a lower high for sure. And then we pull away even further. Now we're down here to this liquidity. So once we have double tapped that and we're pulling away with fair value gaps, jump in and aim for these. It ended up going all the way down to here. So that's a very nice trade right there. You could wait for this push back up and just jump in there and aim for that. I mean, that's a lot of points. Let's see. If we got in on that push back up when it started back down and we ran to these lows right here, that's 76 points. $152 on one micro. That's not bad. So, daily reversals, make sure you're marking out those breakers. They do still work. Just don't expect the first push to be going all the way down to here. Expect a return to it. You can jump in here, but as soon as you see it start pushing back up, kill it, book that profit, and wait for that retouch. This one here was actually the retouch, and I was expecting it to go down to here that time, but it didn't. And you see that sometimes. But as long as that breaker is still respected, we're not going up to this. That's what you're looking for. We're either going higher or we're going to reject off of that and go lower. And in this case, we did reject off of it and go lower. Now, down here, I thought settlement was going to get tagged for sure, but we tried several times. And then finally we pulled away. So that's all we want. That's all the down we want. Now I want to show you one more. I'm going to do the extended trading hours. And I want to show you the one that occurred in London right after London's pre-market opened. Okay. So we opened here at 6. We pushed up. Everything was looking wonderful. There's a reversal pattern here. And then we push all the way down and we take out these lows right there. Once we take them, we push up, leave that. Oh, well, I think we actually took that liquidity, making things a little ambiguous. But if we've taken that one and we want to start going higher again, then that has to leave these as our next target. Maybe that. So look at where we touched when we came back down. This is the rundown. This is our last up close candle before the lowest point, and we come right back down to it into this fair value gap, and we didn't look back. We went all the way up to where we opened. Yeah, we just kept going up and up and up. I think the open is right here. Yeah, that's the open. So somewhere in this chop, you could say, all right, I'm done there. I would be aiming for that high right there. And that's where it went. I'm not sure why this is on here, but we don't need it. So yeah, I wanted you to see that one. Isn't that beautiful? I mean, that's the way I like to see them. I don't like to see them in this this messy, choppy crap. I like to see them just like that. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that touch. I was actually up and I did see this and I took it, but I took it off right here because I was getting sleepy and I wanted to go to bed. But man, I was thinking, man, what if we take that high? Because that is a gorgeous reversal pattern right there. Now, if you go back and you look at my reversal pattern videos, some of them, the ones that I made at the end of October, I was missing a lot of trades because I would see a level down here and I would think, oh, it's going there. And then I would be short-minded from this push down, wanting it to go down here and take another low. And I would miss this. So rather than think, oh, we could go lower here, we could go, obey this, read the chart. That's what I'm going to be trying to do as we move forward. And I mean, this, you can go look, there's like, I don't know, 40 videos on there where this pattern right here repeats itself over and over and over again. At least one time a day, you will see this pattern where we go up, we come back down, we make that higher low, and it's usually at a breaker. I don't think that's coincidental. And then we make a nice run up. This one you can catch a little money, but this one is the big money shot. Okay. That the only thing that concerned me about that one is we took that liquidity. We left this one, but we took that one. That's the only thing that concerned me about this one as we were pushing back down. But when I saw that bounce and this nice aggressive move back up, I jumped in. All right, that's it. I'm going to try to post one of these every day so we can